So it's very complicated vaccine distribution. And so it takes a lot of planning.
Confusion persists as the state rolls out a second phase in the COVID-19 vaccine plan.
Plus, empty no more. Restaurants and other businesses prepare for COVID restrictions to roll back, and the help available to restaurants struggling to keep their doors open.
Plus, the continued effort to overturn Joe Biden's presidential win. Some Republican lawmakers joined together in an effort to oppose the election results.
Good morning to you. I'm Katie LaSalle, and welcome to Denver7 News.
I'm Eric LUPHER. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday. Katie, another nice day to round out the weekend.
Not too bad. This first weekend of 2021, very quiet weather remains across Colorado. Temperatures right now in the low 30s. Sun is coming up. Skies are mostly clear. Winds sustained from the southwest at 9 miles per hour. It will be breezy later on today, but you can see from our statewide satellite and radar, not a lot of activity going on currently. Temperatures right now we're in the 30s. Broomfield and Boulder up over Berthoud Pass only at 7 with 20s over Allens Park and Estes Park. Further out to the west, only seeing single digits up near Steamboat Springs. Eagle right now at 9 and 9 below 0 in Gunnison. Now your walk the dog forecast by lunchtime will be at 46 degrees, high 40s to right around 50 through the late afternoon. Building clouds as we get through the second half of this day, and our next chance for moisture will arrive into the mountains a little bit later on. I'll show you that coming up in just a few.
When can I get vaccinated? When are vaccines available? Those are just some of the questions coming into the Denver7 inbox about Colorado's vaccine plan. A few days ago, the state announced plans to start Phase 1B, allowing for more people to get the vaccine. The state says it will finish all of Phase 1A around January 15th. This phase focuses on healthcare workers and nursing homes. After that, the state will lay out more details about Phase 1B. 1B has already started in some places. That includes people 70 and older, first responders, and essential workers in education, food service, and transportation, just to name a few. Denver7 Sean TOWLE is in the newsroom to explain what we know so far about Phase 1B. Sean.
Yeah, Eric, there's a lot more people included in the Phase 1B part of the state's vaccination plan. That part we do know. What's not clear at this point is how to secure your shot if you fall into that group. The state says some counties are planning large-scale clinics, but did not give any more details, as some county health departments tell us they're still trying to figure out their immediate plans. And we do now know that some healthcare providers are reaching out to some groups of people, including police officers, firefighters, and at least one school district so far. But doing all of this is a big lift. This next phase includes more than 500,000 people. So health departments are urging a little patience.
We are working on a plan, and we will notify the community as soon as we have a plan to let them know where to go, when to go, and what the process will be. But we just don't have that figured out quite yet. And we also need to ask folks to be patient. We don't have the vaccine supply for everyone right now, so it will take some time.
As it stands this morning, Colorado has given out more than 105,000 doses of the vaccine. Now, Phase 2 is coming this spring, and that includes people with serious health problems like diabetes, obesity, or chronic disease. It also covers people over 60, and Phase 3 is when the vaccine will be open to everyone later this year. Back to you guys.
Sean, thanks for the update. So many of you have reached out with questions, and we're working to get answers. The state health department has a vaccine hotline, too. You can call the number on your screen between 9 and 5 on the weekends or 9 and 10 on weekdays. And keep the questions coming, too. 360 at thedenverchannel.com. We will work to get answers from the state as quickly as we can.
Colorado reported just over 2,000 new coronavirus cases yesterday. We saw a bump in the past few days, but overall, the trend is down. And the number of hospital beds in use because of the virus, that's also going down. Right now, it stands at just over 1,000. That is the lowest number since the start of November. And the declining hospitalization rate is one of the reasons why the state is loosening coronavirus restrictions. Restaurants can start offering indoor dining again starting tomorrow, when level red counties move to level orange on the state's COVID dial. Last call also moves to 10 p.m. Event venues, they can open at 25% capacity, and gyms can also expand to 25% capacity. People can get together with up to 10 people, but not for more than 2 different homes.
Struggling restaurants in Aurora can get help from the city. The plan is to hand out $1 million in grants to eligible restaurants. Each restaurant can get up to $10,000. Owners can start applying tomorrow. Aurora has given out more than $11 million in grants to businesses since April.
The 117th Congress will be sworn in on Capitol Hill this morning, giving you a live look from the Capitol, where in just a few hours, newly elected and returning members of Congress will take the oath of office. The House of Representatives, they will also vote on a new House Speaker, but Nancy Pelosi is expected to stay in the role. Republicans will begin the session with a 51-seat majority in the Senate, but control of the upper chamber, that's still undecided. 2 Senate seats are up for grabs in Georgia's big runoff election happening this Tuesday. So Georgia voters are already turning out in the millions. More than 3 million ballots have been cast in person or by mail in this Senate race. President Trump and Vice President Pence will visit Georgia on Monday to support Republicans Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue, while President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Harris will also make stops in Georgia to campaign for Democrats Reverend Ralph Warnock and John Ossoff.
Nearly a dozen Republican senators and senators-elect say they will vote against counting Electoral College votes this week. Congress is expected to certify President-elect Joe Biden's victory on Wednesday. The lawmakers say they intend to support an objection to the Electoral College votes. The objection has virtually zero chance of changing the election outcome, but would bring on a debate that would delay the affirmation of Biden's victory by a few hours. There's also a push for a commission to complete an emergency 10-day audit on the election. President Trump and other Republicans have insisted there was widespread voter fraud despite loss after loss in the courts, many judges citing lack of evidence.
The Broncos, they will play with heavy hearts for their final game of the season. The team is mourning the loss of Floyd Little. The Hall of Fame running back died on Friday night from a rare form of cancer. He was one of the first standout players in Denver's history during the tough seasons of the 60s and 70s. Denver7's Nick Rothschild will have a look back at his legacy coming up in sports.